Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Black Ops Character Analysis. Let's just get right into it. Today we're going to be doing Edward Richtofen, which, in the Black Ops storyline, he has a lot of rich history within the Black Ops storyline, at least for zombies, I mean. A lot of rich history, he's a very rich in story character, so he's a very important character, actually, in the storyline for pretty much most of the Black Ops story. Like, no matter what storyline you're kind of going down, he's very important in all the storylines, so very important character for the zombies story, so obviously definitely going to do him for character analysis. He's very important, so let's just get into it. Obviously, as always, getting my info from the COD fandom or the COD wiki. Great site as always. Dr. Edward Richtofen was a major character in the Ether story, serving as the main character in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and also a playable character in the Zombies game mode. His player indicator color in COD World at War and Call of Duty Black Ops 1 is normally green, shared with Fidel Castro and Michael Rooker, but is randomized in Moon and all subsequent maps. Richtofen's voice appears in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and all maps set in the future, whilst an alternate version of his, last known as Primus Richtofen, appears in Origins. This Richtofen also appears in COD 3 and the ending cutscene of Shadows of Evil as a playable character in The Giant, which also features the original timeline Richtofen during the opening cutscene, Dear Esterasi, Zebastu no Shima, and Garad Curvy, which I always bomb those names. You guys always know I suck at reading, names of the maps, so apologies for that as always. Revelations and Call of Duty Black Ops 4 maps Blood of the Dead. The original timeline Richtofen, now known as referred to as Ultimus Richtofen, also returns as a playable character in the Season Pass, both exclusive classified versions. Both versions of Richtofen are available as playable characters in that map Alpha Omega and in the Blackout game mode if they are unlocked, but also appear in the cinematics of Tog and Toten, with Ultimus Richtofen having become Undead Richtofen. So there's the games he's in and the set-based games. And now we're going to get into Richtofen's story and history, which there's a lot, because he's pretty much one of the most important characters in the Black Ops story. I speak for zombies, in the Black Ops zombie story. So joining Group 935. On May 10th, 1931, Dr. Ludwig Maxis formed the Group 935, a research team dedicated to the study of Element 115. Edward Richtofen at the time had been a member of the Illuminati since August 30th, 1925. On August 11th, 1936, Maxis invited Richtofen to join Group 935 after the two Germans met, in which he agreed to join only because he was secretly acting on behalf of the Illuminati's interests. They had worked together on many projects, with many important ones being teleportation experiments with the matter transporting prototype. With they had mild success and the resurrection of the teleported corpse for the first time, Richtofen also carried out his own experiments in the field of teleportation along with fellow Group 935 member Dr. Schuster. Though he was able to successfully teleport a walnut, Maxis declared it a waste of time. He revealed to Richtofen that Group 935 would soon be funded by Germany. Richtofen, worried that this would lead to mass defections, chose to continue working on his teleportation experiments with Dr. Schuster behind Maxis's back. Descent into madness after conducting more experiments on January 4th, 1940, Richtofen eventually used himself as a test subject for teleportation, leading him to be teleported to a catacomb within the moon, where he came into contact with the mysterious pyramid device, unknown to him as the Ether Pyramid hidden by apothecans? Yeah, apothecans, that's how it's spelled. While inspecting to the device, Richtofen was electrocuted and begins hearing the many voices of corruption, including that of the Shadow Man, the device that teleported him to an exotic jungle where he spent 3 weeks learning the Viral Energy Force and Energy Focusing Stone, for which the time Richtofen was also worshipped by the natives, in which he built an altar in his name. It was actually a very lovely altar, which Richtofen greatly appreciated by the natives. On February 1st, 1942, with the moon base completed, now known as Griffin Station, Richtofen named Dr. Grove lead scientist and returned to Earth to continue his care raid, with Maxis working alongside Schuster. Grove was left to discover how to power MPD, which he did a couple months later when Schuster killed a rat near the device. Its death inexplicably began filling the tank, charging the device. The report to findings to Richtofen, who began sending soldiers and scientists to the moon to be sacrificed their souls, used to charge the MPD. In a personal log, Maxis expressed concern over Element 115's impact on Richtofen's behavior, no longer trusting him. He wondered if it was a big mistake to invite him to Group 935, accompanied by Sophia. Maxis had transferred to the Kino facility to focus on creating Germany's undead army. His daughter Samantha was left in Richtofen's care. On May 15, 1942, Group 935 operatives traveled to Africa where they uncovered numerous artifacts in what appeared to be an old American western town. They returned with pieces of a destroyed pack-punch machine, one Richtofen gave to Dr. H. Porter. They also brought Richtofen schematics for the Arcanine device, as well as known as the parts of the device. The Vera vessel, also known as the Argothian device, can essentially grant the user any wish it desires. Richtofen plans to gather the Argothian device as a backup plan if the plan to reach Argartha fails. On July 15, 1945, Richtofen traveled to the Siberian facility to do further research on the live specimens as her temporary guardian, who takes Samantha with him. Group 935 begins transferring 3 test subjects from experimentation that arrived on August 1st, a Soviet named Nikolai Belinsky, a Mexican named Pablo Martinez, and a Japanese captain named Takio Masaki, who were enemies captured by the Germans. However, on July 18th, a strange American man broke into the facility and brought to Richtofen the man was seeking seal of duality. The Vera vessel, after he explained himself, Richtofen ordered the guards to take the sad, strange little man away and find a hole. That is such a Richtofen thing to say, and I was sorry for what happened to my mic there. I don't know what happened there. Apologize for that. Anyways, during an attempt to locate an appropriate stimuli that would trigger the brain's willingness to obey commands, Harvey Yin accidentally slipped and killed Pablo. Removing his spleen, he also revealed that he was performing experiments on Samantha. Richtofen reported another enemy that has been captured and will be brought to replace the Mexican. The subject is an American named Tank Dempsey, who was also captured at the asylum facility after trying to rescue an American spy, sent to investigate Group 935. Richtofen documented to see the personality traits of his test subject. Dempsey's intellect seems low, but his will is strong. Takio is still staring at the floor, muttering when what sounds like some kind of proverb over and over again. Nikolai has recently begun responding to stimuli, but only after injections of a new serum made primarily from vodka. Richtofen notes that their minds were almost entirely broken, with no memory remaining of who they once were. He also manages to create another part of the Argathian device, the elemental shard, by bonding his and 3 test subjects' souls to a piece of element 115. However, before Richtofen could complete the Argathian device, Yena reported to Maxis that Richtofen had been suffering from 115-induced delusions and had been using 935 resources for personal projects. It was that there that Yena revealed Maxis had ordered all the development of the DG2 and to be halted by at that Maxis wished to speak with Richtofen directly at Reese. Richtofen correctly accused Yena of being a spy, attempting to sow discontent in 935's ranks. And this is where it kind of gets bigger here, betraying Maxis. So, and I quote, "Goodbye, Dr. Maxis." Richtofen as he teleports Maxis, Fluffy, and Samantha away. Maxis returned to Dear Reese. He ordered Richtofen to do likewise so that they may discuss Richtofen's loyalty to 935 and continue their work on the matter transforce device. Richtofen returned to Dear Reese with Dempsey, Nikolai, Takio, and Samantha. He places the test subjects, minus Samantha, into sleep, ready to be awakened whenever. Using element 115 prior to his experiments with the test subjects, Richtofen was able to create a deadly weapon codenamed Wunderwaffe DG2. Maxis, though initially promised to mass-produce the Wunderwaffe DG2, did not show any progress due to his obsession with creating resources for the war effort due to the funding received by Germany, and his close relationship with the assistant Sophia. Infuriated, Richtofen revealed his plot to destroy Maxis and Samantha, vowing that he would no longer continue work on Maxis' undead army. Along with the other Group 935 members, such as Groff and Schuster, Richtofen came up with a plan called Operation Shield to dispose of Maxis, and his daughter MPD became fully powered. On October 13, 1945, Maxis and Richtofen performed teleportation test trials on test subject number 3, 4, and 5. All tests failed, including test 5, where Maxis uses Fluffy, Samantha's dog. As test 6 failed, Fluffy now changed and teleported back into the chamber. Samantha saw Fluffy and ran to the teleporter. Maxis chased after her. Richtofen sealed them both into the test chamber and teleported all 3 of them. Samantha was teleported to the moon, while Groff and Schuster were working on the MPD. Running into the MPD, she was drawn inside of it, where she became crazy, corrupted by the dark ether. Maxis was teleported to the crazy place and developed the power to merge with electricity. Richtofen then shortly returned to the moon, where he quickly learned that Samantha was trapped in the MPD and ordered Groff to teleport Maxis there to coax her out of the device in order to effort to free Samantha. Maxis approached the MPD and persuaded her to come out. Once she did, Maxis gave her an instruction to kill them all. Maxis killed himself and then merged with the technology of Griffin Station, while Samantha unleashes the undead upon the base. So that's kind of the moon basis story there. And that was pretty much Ultimus Richtofen's story. I'm actually going to read a few more things here. So, Richtofen is a psychopath with a desire for violence, often laughing maniacally when killing. He loves blood and death and thoroughly enjoys killing zombies, as shown by one of his lines, "Yes, yes, explode. As a strange obsession for the spleen, he also has strange suggestive feelings towards the zombies when killing them. Despite his insanity, he retains the knowledge of the bodily organs technology and Element 115. It's been noted that when he is not killing the undead, he is on the calm or quieter side, talking to himself alone quite a bit. He's also undominant on completing his work quickly. He despises Dempsey, likes Nikolai, and has mutual feelings towards Takio. He's a megalomaniac due to his plans on destroying in the world with a zombie army, which partly falls due to the intervention of Ludwig Max's post-Moon. He retains his insanity, and as a demonic announcer, after the Earth was destroyed, he became focused on mending the rift to eternally damn the Samanthas and the Ether world and destroy Maxis once and for all to partially repair the damaged Earth. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Ultimate Richtofen, which is the one that I wanted to talk about. I know there's like a bunch of different storylines, but I'm always trying to go for the Ultimate characters because those were the OG characters of the actual original Black Ops. So that's kind of the story I was going with here, as I am for all the Black Ops 1 OG characters. So that's pretty much it for Richtofen. I love Richtofen. He has a lot of funny lines, and he's actually makes a huge impact. You know, like I just read here, and if you read more, a huge impact on the Black Ops storyline just in general for zombies, like I said. And you know, he has a lot of important things that have happened, and you know, a lot of important things he did, and all that stuff. So Richtofen overall is just a very, very important character. So you know, I personally like Richtofen because he does have a lot of funny lines, just in general when you're playing zombies, and plus on top of that, very important character. So you know, I like Richtofen. He is, you know, I wouldn't say he's my favorite character of all time, but he's up there, you know, just in terms of him being important and just the funny lines he has to say while playing zombies. So that's pretty fun. So let me know what you guys think of Richtofen. Let's discuss. Do you like him? Hate him? Whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys are enjoying character analysis. I got a lot more cooking up in the future for this series, so it'll be going for a while now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to subscribe for more content, like the video, all that good stuff. Discord, Twitch, Instagram, links in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video.